Introduction. Understanding Rome first. The Roman Empire was not just a state. It was a civilization built on stone roads, written law, and urban order. From modern calendars to legal systems, much of today's world is shaped by Rome. At its height, Rome stretched from Britain to the Middle East, uniting millions under a single system. There were taxes, but there were roads. There was an army, but it existed to maintain order. There were laws, and they applied to everyone. Then one day, this massive structure collapsed, and the world slipped into darkness. But the real question is this: did Rome truly have to fall? And if it hadn't, would the world we live in today even exist? Real history. Why did Rome fall? Rome was not destroyed by a single battle or a single enemy. Its greatest enemy came from within. As the empire expanded, it became harder to govern. Borders grew too long. The army became too expensive. Taxes increased, the people grew poorer, and the elite grew stronger. Political instability was the most dangerous threat. Emperors were overthrown by coups. The army no longer protected the state. It decided who ruled it. At the same time, barbarian invasions intensified. Goths, Vandals, Huns. The Roman army was no longer disciplined as before. In 476 AD, the Western Roman Empire collapsed. Central authority vanished, and Europe entered centuries of chaos. Alternative scenario. If Rome had survived, what if Rome had reformed itself in time? Citizenship extended to all, the army removed from politics, central authority strengthened through reform. Rome would not have fallen. It would have evolved. The empire would transform from a military state into a state of law. Different peoples would become part of the system, not its enemies. Rebellions would fade, stability would grow. As Rome stood, knowledge would be preserved, cities would develop, and trade would expand. The empire would become the foundation of an early modern world, not a lost ancient one. What if the Middle Ages never happened? Because Rome did not fall, the Middle Ages would never begin. Libraries would not burn, books would not disappear, scientific thought would not be interrupted. Greek philosophy would continue through Roman institutions. Knowledge would not be locked away in monasteries. Being a scientist would be respected, not dangerous. This would mean one thing: the Renaissance would arrive centuries earlier. Humanity would advance continuously, never sinking into darkness. Religion and the balance of power. Because Rome survived, the church would never gain absolute power. Religion would exist, but it would not dominate the state. Faith would remain influential, but never absolute. Institutions like the Inquisition would never emerge. Science would not be labeled heresy. The balance between belief and state authority would remain intact. Europe would stay unified instead of fragmented. Law would replace religious wars. If Rome had never fallen, today's world, there would be no European Union, because Rome already was one. Nation-states would never fully form. Instead, a single system would dominate. One law, one currency, one army. The global superpower would not be the United States, but Rome. Latin would be the world's common language. Roman law would be universal, but not everything would be perfect. Rome valued order more than freedom. Perhaps Rome's fall was not a disaster, but the price humanity paid for liberty.